The Sikh vessel Vortek, flagship of the Krathol Dominion, hummed silently as it drifted through the depths of space. Its crew, comprised of multi-limbed Krathol, a reptilian species renowned for their cold efficiency, had long conquered their corner of the galaxy. For eons, their navy had been unmatched. Yet even they knew, in the farthest reaches of space, something was missing on their ships. The reason stood by the main console, adjusting the hyperdrive engine parameters. Captain Vroska, the commanding officer of the Vortek, watched with a mixture of awe and reluctance as their human engineer moved with confidence, unperturbed by the intimidating Krathol officers observing him. Marcus Donovan had been on the Vortek for only 3 months, but in that short time he had single-handedly saved the ship from destruction twice. The first had been during a plasma storm that fried half their navigational systems. The second involved a nearly catastrophic reactor overload. The Krathol prided themselves on superior technology, but Marcus, he fixed problems using only his toolkit and whatever debris he defined. Vroska approached him, her golden scales gleaming under the soft lights of the command deck. "Human," she rasped, her voice cold and calculated. "You've done well. But you're aware that this next mission will take us to the depths of the uncharted regions. We've lost many ships there. You will need more than clever tricks." Marcus glanced over his shoulder, a small grin tugging at the corner of his mouth. "Captain, I've flown through asteroid fields that would make the uncharted regions look like a stroll through a park. Just give me a little duct tape and coffee, and we'll be fine." Vroska tilted her head, baffled by the human's unwavering confidence. "Duct tape? Coffee? These are not things that will protect you from the void. They protect my sanity, and trust me, that's what's going to keep this ship alive." Despite her initial skepticism, there was something unnervingly reassuring about the human's tone. The Krathol were masters of warfare, but no amount of training had prepared them for the resourcefulness and sheer tenacity of humans. As the ship entered the uncharted regions, things immediately went wrong. Gravity wells appeared out of nowhere, pulling the ship off course. Anomalies flickered on the sensors, distortions the Krathol had no reference for. Worst of all, a massive alien ship, the likes of which no one had ever seen, decloaked in front of them, its weapons trained on the Vortek. Panic spread across the bridge. Krathol officers scrambled to restore control. Vroska barked orders, but nothing seemed to work. Then, Marcus stepped up, cracking his knuckles. "All right, we got the situation," he muttered, mostly to himself. His hands flew over the console, rerouting power from non-essential systems. "Captain, I've got an idea, but it's going to sound crazy." Vroska eyed him warily. "Speak." "I'm going to overload the external shields, just for a moment, and use the resulting energy to mask a burst of radiation. The alien ship's scanners won't know what hit them. If we're lucky, we'll blind them long enough to make an emergency jump. Overloading shields? Are you mad? You'll tear the hull apart." One of the officers hissed. Marcus smirked. "Trust me, it'll work." Vroska hesitated only for a moment. The Krathol were proud warriors, but in this instant, she understood why every successful ship in the Dominion had started requesting a human crew member. They were unpredictable, yes, but they made miracles happen. "Do it," she ordered. Marcus grinned and began working faster than anyone could keep up with. The lights dimmed as energy was diverted from across the ship. Seconds later, the shields flared in a brilliant display before collapsing entirely. A shockwave of energy rippled out, followed by a surge of radiation that disoriented the alien ship. "They're blind," Marcus yelled, slamming the emergency jump switch. The Vortek lurched violently as it entered hyperspace, barely escaping the jaws of the unknown enemy. The crew remained silent for a moment, processing the fact that they had just survived what would have been certain death. Vroska turned to Marcus, her sharp eyes gleaming with something close to admiration. "How did you know that would work?" "I didn't," Marcus replied with a shrug. "But sometimes you've just got to roll the dice." The Krathol captain stared at him for a long moment before letting out a low, guttural chuckle, a sound rarely heard from her species. "Perhaps there is wisdom in this. Insanity. Every ship does need a human." And with that, the Vortek flew deeper into the unknown, guided not just by its technology, but by the wild, fearless ingenuity of humanity. As the Vortek settled into the calm of hyperspace, the crew finally exhaled, still processing the close call. Silence filled the bridge, save for the soft hum of the ship's systems coming back online. Vroska stood beside Marcus, her posture less rigid than usual. "You've made your point, human," she said, her voice thoughtful. "Your methods are unconventional, but you've kept us alive." Marcus wiped the sweat from his brow and leaned back against the console. "That's what we do best, survive, no matter the odds." She tilted her head, her reptilian features inscrutable, then added, "Perhaps that is why every ship in the Dominion now seeks to have a human aboard. Your species seems to thrive in chaos, turning disaster into opportunity." Marcus gave a modest chuckle, but his expression turned serious. "It's not just about surviving, Captain. It's about adapting. No two situations out here are the same. You can't always rely on protocols and tech. Sometimes you got to improvise." Vroska considered his words. The Krathol were meticulous, precise in every aspect of their lives. Yet here was a human, foolhardy, brash, and unpredictable, proving that sometimes chaos was exactly what they needed. She straightened and addressed the entire bridge crew. "Let this be a lesson to all of us. The galaxy is vast, filled with unknown dangers, but with ingenuity, with the ability to think beyond our rigid structures, we will prevail." Turning to Marcus, she gave a rare nod of respect. "Every ship does need a human. You've earned your place among us." Marcus smiled, feeling a sense of pride, but also knowing that this was only the beginning of the strange, unpredictable adventures to come. The stars held endless challenges, and as long as humans were on board, they'd find a way through them, no matter how impossible the odds seemed. The vortex surged forward into the deep unknown, with a new understanding between its crew. Humans were more than just a necessity. They were the wild card that every ship needed to survive the darkest reaches of space.